Hi guys, if you can hear us, we're going to start in a couple of minutes for the JICNY live event. Am I unmuted?
Jody, I need you to make a few people co-hosts. Can you please look at the Tribute Live group?
Mm-hmm. Stacey, if you're co-host, you can make them also.
I tried, I can't.
Who else needs to be made?
JICNY Gala, that's Elad. He's a co-host. Okay, Jody, for some reason I can't see. Yeah. Jody,
Stacey, it won't let me make them host, so.
JICNY Gala first.
Okay.
Keyboard.
Okay, guys, we're about to start in 2 minutes. The JIC. And we'll give us 2 minutes and we're about to start. Because I can't get that to work. I can't get that to work. This one? Okay. Guys, I'm just trying to make some people co-hosts and then we're about to kick off. Stacey or Elad, if you know how to make a co-host, because it's not letting me make anyone co-host.
Elad is not in yet, and he's trying to. He's JICNY Gala. Let me see if I can unmute you. 1 second here. Let me just try to unmute you. I'm going to ask to unmute. Okay, just ask. Okay, yeah. Okay. Talk on that.
Okay. Okay, guys.
Hi, Stacey. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, guys, we're just waiting for the host that they can't get in.
Jody, I see that there's two people who were under the JICNY account. One says co-host and one says host. Did you log in with two JIC accounts?
I did before.
So one of them is you might be co-host. You need to go to the other one that's host, because that's the one that probably has all the admin controls. Everybody, we're very sorry about the technical difficulty, and we didn't want everybody to listen and hear this, but it is what it is. Thank you for your patience.
Just looking it. And then
No.
No, but it's not.
Let me just.
And then see who the host.
Okay, Jody, we're ready to go, and Elad and Sivan are ready to go. Okay, Elad, you can take over. We're ready to start.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jewish International Connection of New York's 20-year anniversary tribute event. I'm your host, Sivan Hadari, producer, comedian, actress, and JICNY volunteer and supporter for many years. It's a huge honor for me to be able to share this journey with my dear friends of the JICNY tonight, and with all of you, our supporters and friends. So thank you so much for being here and for taking part. You are really what makes JICNY so special. So sit back, relax, pour yourself a glass of wine as we honor our founders, Gavin and Jody Samuels and Steve Eisenberg. As many of you know, the JIC began with the Jewish power couple, Gavin and Jody Samuels, when they first moved to New York over 20 years ago. Being South African transplants themselves in a big city like New York, they decided to host a Shabbat dinner for their South African American friends. And they quickly noticed a big need for a unique community where young Jewish internationals from all over the world can have a place to meet, connect to Jewish values, and most of all, have a home away from home. When the Samuels met Steve Eisenberg, a master Jewish educator and networker extraordinaire, it was clear that Steve was the missing link that would bring the extra special meaning to everything that this wonderful organization would do. And so JICNY was born. Since then, JICNY has hosted countless Shabbat meals for Jewish singles from over 40 countries from all over the world, Torah classes, networking events, Israel advocacy, Jewish cultural programming, and numerous events that draw over 10,000 participants every year. And now, Without further ado, we have a special message from JICNY co-founder Steve Eisenberg. Go.
Hi, welcome, Steve Eisenberg. I want to welcome all of you, and I want to thank you for your support. Well over 20 years ago, I met Jody and Gavin Samuels in New York, and that meeting would change not only my life, but change the lives literally of tens of thousands of young Jewish professionals in New York City. My great mentor, teacher, Rebbe Esther Youngray, Zichrono Livracha, taught that the word Chayim, word of life, the root word of Chayim has two yuds, root word, and two yuds is God's name. And we believe that every person that we meet, every situation that we have in our lives, is Hashgacha Pratis, divine providence. And I believe by meeting Jody and Gavin, it was tremendous, tremendous Hashgacha. The philosophy of the JICNY is very, very simple. Is what could we do to enhance the lives of young Jewish professionals, the Jewish community? Shabbos, dinners, classes, shidduchim, jobs. What can we do to make a difference? And I think what makes us very unique is Jody, Gavin, and I. We're not rabbis, we're not rebbitzins. We don't get paid, at least not in this world. But basically, what can we do to make the lives of Jews better? So the Baal Shem Tov taught that the word Ahavas Yisrael, the word Hava, the root word of Hava, is Hav, which means to give. What does Ahavas Yisrael mean? Hav is to give. What can we do to enhance people's lives? And that's what JICNY was all about. And it's been a tremendous privilege to work with Jody and Gavin, making the difference, not maybe the difference, but making the difference, and making a home for young Jewish professionals from over 50 countries in New York City, and now in Israel, of course. And just want to say L'chaim to the Jewish people, L'chaim to Jody and Gavin, and L'chaim to all of you who helped us reach this milestone. Thank you.
Thank you so much to JICNY co-founder Steve Eisenberg. That was a beautiful message, and we're so happy that you've been a part of JICNY for so many years. Thanks, Steve. Now, this next extraordinary woman needs no introduction. If you've been to any one of JICNY's events or programs in the past 2 decades, you've run into Jody, and you've seen her running around making sure every little detail of every moment goes off without a hitch. Every guest is taken care of, every volunteer is having a meaningful experience, and most of all, she is a person who has dedicated her life alongside her husband, Gavin, not only to raising their own 3 beautiful children, but also creating a home away from home for tens of thousands of Jewish internationals who are so far away from their own families. Jody Samuels is an author, connector, speaker, nonprofit leader, world traveler, community activist, special needs advocate, wife, and mom. Now that's a mouthful, Jody. Jody founded Jewish International Connection in order to provide community for foreign Jews in New York, and now also runs outreach events in Israel. Jody and her husband and their 3 children currently live in Jerusalem, where they host hundreds of people every month for Shabbat meals and events in their homes. She is also the author of Chutzpah, Wisdom and Wine, Journey of an Unstoppable Woman, and unstoppable she is. Jody, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yep. Okay. So Gavin and I live by the philosophy that you cannot change the whole world, but you can change the world in your own way. I met Gavin during my gap year when I was in Israel. I was just 19 years old. I was in Israel just a few months. I was newly observant, so was Gavin. And we were both young, naive, very passionate, and very idealistic. And I told Gavin on my second date that all I wanted to have was a home that was an open home with a large Shabbat table full of guests. He agreed. We've had a crazy journey. We've lived in 5 countries, many far-flung places. But the thing that we've always done is try to see how we as a couple could impact the Jewish people. In 2000, Gavin and I moved to New York. I'd been in New York just 1 week when I met a guy named Steve Eisenberg, and he asked his famous question, "What are you doing on Shabbat?" He set us up at a family for a Shabbat meal. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the beginning of a 20-year partnership. For 20 years, we've been setting up hundreds and hundreds of people for Shabbat meals, for holiday programs. We recently celebrated 129th wedding. Steve's class, can you imagine, for 20 years has been getting over 60, 70 young professionals every single week learning Torah. 6 years ago, Gavin and I moved to New York City and moved to Israel. And that's where we expanded our programming to Jerusalem and to Tel Aviv. This year, when the whole world turned absolutely upside down with COVID, we changed the entire programming to pivot online. But I really want to share with you one story that defines JIC. Our mission is to be a Jewish home away from home. And I really believe this story tells it. We had a young neighbor across the hall from us named Ari. Ari was the great American guy into his basketball, into his sport, and I was the Jewish mom who always nagged him, "Ari, when you're coming for a Shabbat dinner?" Finally, he agreed to come for a Shabbat dinner. On the other side of the story, one weeknight, Gavin and I were sitting in a bar on the Upper West Side. When this girl walked past, she saw Gavin's kippah in the window, and she stopped and she said, "Hi, I just moved to New York a few days ago. Do you know where I could possibly meet other young Jewish people?" And our friends laughed and they were like, "Of all the people in the whole world that you could ask was the Samuels?" This was Andy. We invited her over for Shabbat dinner. That Monday, Ari and Andy sat next to each other at Steve's class. They got married, they lived across the hall from us, and then they moved out of the city like many people do, and we lost touch. And that was until last summer. We were in Milan airport about to board a flight to Tel Aviv, and they were disembarking from the Tel Aviv flight. And there were Ari and Andy with their 4 beautiful children, and they're now a religious family living in Israel. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what it means to us. Your support of the Jewish International Connection is an investment in the Jewish future. L'chaim.
Thank you so much, Jody. We're so happy that you've been the founder and a part of JICNY for so many years. And now we're going to go to a really great thank you video from Ari and Eliza.
Mazel tov to the JICNY on your 20th year anniversary. I remember 18 years ago moving to the Upper West Side. I was fortunate enough that my neighbors right next door were Jody and Gavin Samuels. They soon introduced me to Shabbos meals, introduced me to Steve Eisenberg, who then I started becoming a regular at his class on Monday night. I remember Steve's voice, a voice of reason. He said to me and said to everyone, "Don't steal another person's time." And I realized that when I was dating, it wasn't dating to run around and be wild and have a good time. You're dating to get married. And there was no expectation at that point in my life that I would get married, let alone to a Jew. But fortunate enough, I met my wife right next door at that class, sitting in the chair to my left. We now have spent 6 years in Israel, and we've been married 15 years. We have 4 beautiful children who are living a Hasidic Yiddish life here in Eretz Yisrael. And we have the JICNY to thank for bringing us and Jewish internationals across the world together so they can have a meaningful Jewish life based on the fundamentals of Torah. So you should continue to go to strength and much more success for your organization. Thank you so much.
People ask me what it is that JIC does. My question is, what don't they do? They provide Jewish programming in the USA and in Israel for immigrants, for locals. They do it with warmth, creating a supportive community for people of all backgrounds. They connect singles. They do it with style. They create a sense of Jewish purpose while facilitating dating. They collaborate with other singles organizations. They offer speed dating, previously in person, now online. They coach singles and they care. JIC doesn't just do dating. They create a network for singles to tap into and to find what and who they are looking for. To me, this appears to be the single largest global initiative to bring singles together, not only to meet and mingle, but to find their match and also to grow personally and to connect with their community. I encourage you to give generously to JIC, but also to think of your gift, not just as a gift to the Jewish singles of the world, but also as an investment in the Jewish future. I'm Eliza Ben Shalom with Marriage Minded Mentor, and I wholeheartedly support JIC, and I hope you will too.
Thank you so much, Eliza, for that powerful message. So, if you're new to JIC, you might be asking, what is it really all about? Let's take a look at this.
In 2000, Gavin and I moved to New York City. 3 weeks after arriving, we landed up hosting a meal for foreign MBA students, 36 people from 30 countries. And we realized there was a need to create a Jewish home away from home. And hence the JICNY was born.
I came to New York, I didn't know anyone.
Suddenly, I came to this amazing dinner.
I met a lot of nice people.
We made a ton of new friends.
I feel like home.
It really felt like home.
Just felt like home.
I met a lot of nice people
From different countries.
I met a very handsome man.
And I met this cute girl.
And a week after, I got a job.
I'm proud to say that we now run over 250 events. Over 10,000 people come through the door each year from 40 countries. I'm inspired that a small organization run by a team of dedicated volunteers can do so much.
I spend Shabbos with Judy, the first Shabbos. I see different people from all over the world. Actually, American people was there? No.
Yeah, there's some Americans there.
Some of them, yeah.
Zambia,
Uruguay,
South Africa, Sweden, Uruguay, Paraguay,
Hungary,
and the Republic of Brooklyn.
We are known for our benchmark programming, amazing, inspiring Torah classes, Shabbat dinners that connect people from around the world, innovative social programs, programs that help people connect, meet, marry, network.
Hi, I'm Renat.
I'm Jeff, Renat's husband.
We are married and we love the JICNY.
Help us continue our work, which is changing lives, cementing relationships, and strengthening community. With your contribution, our programming will continue. It begins with you. Please click the donate button now to sponsor a program or make a donation.
What an incredible video and what an incredible time at JICNY events. Jody and the JICNY are famous for the l'chaims. So now we'd like to ask you to raise your glass if you poured yourself some wine as we make a l'chaim to our founders, Gavin, Jody Samuels, and Steve Eisenberg, for the JICNY having such a meaningful impact on so many Jewish lives around the world. May you continue to do good work for the Jewish community for many years to come. And now we want to remind you that this is a special opportunity for you to show your love, support, and appreciation of the JICNY and make a donation on our website, www.jicny.com/20 years for the 20-year JICNY anniversary. And now we'd like to take this special opportunity to highlight some of the incredible JICNY volunteers that have been around, and we want to say a big thank you. To our volunteer, Dan Davidson, volunteer extraordinaire and event host. Anais and Benjamin Mizrahi, super host. Team JIC, Brittany Lane, Stacy Katz Sloan. Sam Bodie Bodenheimer, musical entertainer and Shabbat dinner co-host. Grant Silverstein, former JIC Director of Development, cooking class host. Rachel Yeshua, JIC caterer and friends. Andy and Ari Pfeffer, a JICNY love story. Jeff Steyer, former JIC chairman of the board, super host, and honoree at the first ever JICNY. Esther Ochayon, JIC Israel board hostess. Nechama and Yona Levy, superstar volunteers and community builders. And the Samuel kids, if you've been to the events, you know them. Meron, Tamira, and Kayla Samuels, JIC volunteers. Francis and Aaron Gentz, JIC board chair and couples host. So these are our amazing super volunteers. We want to thank you very much again for your service to the JICNY for so many years. And now we'd like to invite you to take part in an incredible special opportunity to add your own special touch to the coffee table style photo book for our founders. Whether it be in a picture that you'd like to add from one of the JICNY events that you've attended, or just a heartfelt message to our founders, being a part of this book will give you a chance to send a private personal message to our founders as a thank you for everything they've done for the past 20 years. Just go to the link and make your donation and you'll be able to add your name to the book. And now, as we know, another tradition of the JICNY is to make beautiful l'chaims, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank once again everyone, every single one of you here on the Zoom call that's taken this opportunity to tune in, and to this special tribute, all of our volunteers and supporters for all these years. We couldn't have done any of this without you. And the JIC thanks you for your love and support. L'chaim. And now, the special event inside of our JICNY tribute. Matan Rosenberg is an international sensation, and having traveled for the world for 14 years performing his mind-boggling, mind-reading demonstrations on stage, he's now coming to a Zoom screen near you. This is not TV or Netflix. This is a fully interactive show where you will get your mind read and your decisions influenced, all while laughing like crazy. This is not your ordinary talking head Zoom call, and you won't be dozing off here. You'll be on the edge of your seat, seeing if he'll be able to do the impossible, reading your minds from thousands of miles away. Switch on your cameras because Matan wants to see your astonished faces. You might get picked and experience the magic. Everything is possible with magician and mentalist extraordinaire. Put your hands together for Matan Rosenberg.
Oh my gosh! Look at everybody here. I'm so excited. I got like a zillion screens over here. Woo! Look at all the happy faces. Yes, I see. Shalom. From all around the world, I'm here in my home in the exotic city of Kfar Saba. It's not so exotic from I see from the faces over here. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Some say I'm a magician. Some say I'm a mentalist. Actually, in this pandemic, I've accumulated a few hobbies. And I think in order to commemorate JIC and this very special 20-year anniversary event, I think we'll decide together what I can do today. Okay, so let's see. On the screen in front of you will appear a number of my very specialized skills, okay? And we'll get to decide together what skill I will utilize for the show. Are you guys ready? You can do this. You can do this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm saying, oh, it's a magic show. Okay. Wake up. Wake up. I see you. I see you. Okay. Fantastic. Now on the screen in front of you, you'll see a bunch of squares and circles. These squares and circles notate my magic abilities, my special skills. I can save the world. I can make COVID-19 disappear. I can finish Netflix. Yeah, it's a thing. I actually Googled it one time, and that's the answer that came up. What happens when you finish watching Netflix? I'm telling you, the answer is no good. I can do a silent act in French. I can train my dog to use the toilet and wait for it and flush. Yeah, okay. And for my wife's sake, even take the toilet seat down. You can. I can sing off key. I can have people wear their mask on their nose as well. Have you ever seen the anatomy of a Tel Avivian? This is the anatomy of a Tel Avivian. That's how they wear their mask on their chin. That's, you know, that's how you know. And I can juggle 5 eggs in the air. That's a thing. I could start a magic Zoom show now. I can have my wife and kid do the show instead of me. They don't know any magic, but it'll be entertaining. And I can do a magic show with the camera off. That looks like this. I'm telling you, no fun. So we'll get to decide together, guys. Are you ready? No, I can't see you guys. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. Now I'm okay. I'm feeling the energy here. There's no one in this room, but I'm feeling the energy. Okay. I want you to take your index finger of your right hand. The index finger of your right. In case you get confused, that's the other left hand. Okay. Some people got confused over there. Take your index finger of your right hand and follow my instructions to the T. On the screen in front of you, I want you to place that index finger on any circle. Any circle. Not a square, a circle. It can be save the world. It can be and flush. Yes, I know. There's context to there. And I want you, from that circle, I want you to move right or left to the nearest square. Right or left to the nearest square. Now that you're on a square, I want you to go up or down to the nearest circle. Up or down to the nearest circle. Now that you're on a circle, I want you to go diagonally. Listen to me. This is not up or down. This is not right or left. This is diagonally to the nearest square. Don't give up on me, guys. Last action. I want you to move right or left to the nearest circle and stay right there. Breathe deeply. We have about 84 people. Hopefully, we got it. Can we start the show? I can't hear you. Okay, I can't hear anyone because you're all muted. It's okay. It's okay. It's natural. It's a natural Zoom thing. Okay. I guess the energy is up. Okay. Organizers, please, can you shut up the Facebook Live, please? Jody, Stacy, can you shut up the Facebook Live, please? Fantastic. Let's see who I want to choose for this. Okay, I can see.